Yo, welcome to another episode of the Simply Ball Dropper Podcast. I'm your host, man behind the mic, K Zap. And today, man, we got one of them shows lined up for you guys today. When you come across the video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share the video out. Make sure you got your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball Dropper drops another hot banger. And if this is your first time coming across the channel and the platform, please hit the subscribe button. Please comment. Please share the video out. And most importantly, please like the video. On this channel, we cover sports, hot topics, roundtable talking, and marriage chronicles. I see everybody in the comments section. Hashtag salute. You know what my mantra is. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. For today's show, man, we're going to get right off into it. We're going to be talking about former number one pick in the 1995 draft, Joe Smith, and his wife, Keisha Chavis. I know you guys seen the viral video last week floating around social media, floating around the internet, where she is basically talking to Joe and trying to find a solution on their finances. And she stated that she had an OnlyFans page and Joe Smith was not aware of it. It caught him off guard. I mean, he looked distraught. He was like, I knew what you was doing before we got married, but all that should have stopped. Now, you know, Joe Smith, he played 16 luxurious years in the NBA, contracts up to $120 million. He was the number one pick in 1995, coming out of the University of Maryland. The Golden State Warriors took him at number one. I mean, he was bounced around, played for 12 NBA teams. He played for the Philadelphia 76ers. He played for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Detroit Pistons, the Milwaukee Bucks, Denver Nuggets. Also, he had a stint there in Chicago. He even played in Cleveland with LeBron, Shaq at one time. He played for the Atlanta Hawks. Also, he played for the New Jersey Nets, and then he ended up playing with the Los Angeles Lakers. So he played 16 years in the NBA. He made himself some good money, but, you know, he fell on hard times. And that's why his wife basically, you know, was recording, and Joe was caught off guard that, you know, she was recording and she posted it online, letting people know that she had an OnlyFans. And Joe Smith did not know nothing about it, knew nothing about it. So he was distraught. You know, he was angry. And come to find out, he left the house and they ain't been speaking ever since. Now, that leads me to say this. Now his wife is basically going on a world tour on all these different platforms, you know, talking about the incident. Now, we know Joe Smith has sat down with Vlad TV and different podcasts, but the way Joe Smith is explaining, you know, the story, he has compassion in it, and he's hurt by it. And me personally, I think his wife, Keish, I think she thinks it's a joke. But then a lot of people are looking at it like, are they in on this together to bring themselves to the limelight, to get some exposure, to make themselves relevant, to, you know, to gain finances? We don't know. So basically, what Keish did is Cameron and Mason, the producer of the show, reached out to Keish Chavis, and they brought her on an episode of It Is What It Is. And Cameron was asking her certain questions, and Cameron went to as far as started being disrespectful to Joe Smith, knowing the situation, and Cameron didn't hold back. He has no filter. Let's take a listen on how that interview played out.
Are you one of the body rub babes?
Well, I have been, but now I kind of like
Could you be?
nervous to do it.
But if I wanted you to be one of my body rub babes, like, would you be a body rub babe for me?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. Now, because I don't mean to be a professional or anything like that, but I can't stop looking at your cleavage. It's you got your cleavage is popping, babe. No, you can leave it how it was, man. You can leave it exactly how it was, man. Right now, I'm thinking about cleavage and the body rub babes. But don't cover her school.
It's like,
Yeah, baby. I'm sorry to get off track, man. But sorry about that kiss. We'll talk afterwards, but about the body rub babes and everything else. But yeah, you just threw me off for a minute.
If it's not me, it'd be someone equally as beautiful, I promise.
I mean, yeah, I see why Joe is a little upset. You are very, very pretty. And from at least the stomach up, you're sexy and gorgeous.
So, wow, you see what Cam'ron did right there. He shot his shot on national television on their podcast, Is What It Is. And, due to the circumstances, man, Cam'ron was out of pocket, man. He literally just disrespected Joe Smith to no regards, knowing that Joe Smith is going through a tumultuous time, man. He's hurt by it because his wife is doing things behind his back that he don't know about. She wanted to come to a financial solution where it would help them get some money. So she took matters in her own hand and started, promoting her OnlyFans back again. And the crazy thing about it is Cam'ron did not just shoot his shot. He followed up on it. Just like when you go in for a layup and you miss it and you got a guy that's coming in to, tip it back in, or you coming down the court and you throwing up an alley-oop and somebody got to catch the oop and, freak it at the rim. That's exactly what Cam'ron has done. He has set himself up and he has capitalized on the moment. And what he did in this next clip that I'm going to show to you guys, he downright poured salt in the wound in Joe Smith on national television on their podcast. It Is What It Is with Cam'ron and Mase. So I don't know if you guys, look at that podcast. It's hilarious. They're funny. They have funny takes, man. They don't really get deep into things, but it's just funny the way they be breaking things down and, what their opinion is. And they have a lot of, guests on their show. So basically on today's show on national television, this is what Cam'ron did. Cam'ron actually flew Keith Chavis into the studio to follow up on his body rub babe. And I'm going to play a little clip. It's not going to be long, but I'm just going to play a little clip. And this is what Cam'ron did on national television in Keith Chavis.
Well, I travel alone. I do everything by myself. So I might as well just be by myself.
Wow. That is downright disrespect. She was giving this man a body rub on national television, adding insult to injury to her husband that is basically taking this different than what she's taking it. And I think she's taking it for a joke. But she said in the interview that she wants Joe to come back home. She wants to talk it out. But what you're saying doesn't make sense because you're out here doing egregious things. Like, why would you do that? Why would you let Cam'ron fly you out, expose you on national television, and you're doing what you're doing because of the body rub babe? We don't know what probably happened after the show. We probably don't even know what took place, man. So she downright disrespected Joe Smith to the core. I mean, it is what it is, but there's always this old saying, don't check me, check your bitch and keep your game tight. So whatever Cam'ron did, a lot of people might look at and say he did no wrong because she obliged. She followed through. She let him fly him out to do this on national television. But a lot of people think that both of them are in on this, her and Joe, just to bring some attention to them so they can be relevant to start making a financial gain. So you guys let me know what y'all think down in the comments section. Was Cam'ron wrong for doing what he was doing? Or do you think Joe and Keith are in on this to bring them back to relevancy for them to make a financial gain? Because if you look, they have appeared on all these podcasts with all these interviews. And I know they're not doing it for free. And that's going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sapp. We'll catch you on the next one. Deuces. And don't forget to like the video, share it out, give it a thumbs up, tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
Another one.